Hey everyone, Shabagame here and welcome to our next episode of the SWE Universe Mode. We are back with Octane. Wow, what a pay-per-view it was. And it's time for a little bit of the fallout. It was crazy, even I had no idea what was going on by the end of that pay-per-view. The game decided to throw a wacky curveball. So we are going to start things off here this evening with a tag team match. It is going to be Breezango taking on the Hype Bros. Hopefully an easy win for Breezango, eh? And here we go. Now, I just want to try and make sure that I get everyone a little bit of TV time. So, I like Breezango, you know. I really do like Breezango. Not really a fan of the Hype Bros. Never really got the Zack Ryder thing. And Mojo Rawley, I think, is absolutely diabolical in all fairness. And, yeah, I'm hoping Breezango do well here. It'd be nice if, when 2K18 comes out, it'd be nice because we're going to have a proper Breezango attire and entrance as well. I think they were only really pretty close. They were close to being together when this was released, weren't they? They might have joined forces just before this was released, but yeah, it'd be nice to have that because I think on their own they're not too bad. And I think I might use them a bit more on their own in 2K18 as well. Chance of both Tyler Breeze and Fandango, maybe even to get a little bit of time in the Cruiserweight division, but as a tag team they're definitely going to be a bit of a better force for us. I think now WWE are not using them as jobbers either. They're starting to realise they've got something a little bit special here. I better turn this down a little bit because I've got... I don't know if that's going to affect us or not. There we go. So I've had to play with my audio set. I like to have my audio settings on the recorder set to one specific number, but I've been recording a new game recently and it's for some reason the audio on it's really out. It's really quiet, so I've had to fiddle my audio sound. I need to change it back. There we go. Oh, and now my computer's crashing. That's always useful. Great, well done. So we do have the Hype Bros on here then, just haven't got a... I don't like the Hype Bros at all. I really don't. I'm still going to keep them together, don't get me wrong, on 2K18, but it makes sense to have them together because I don't think I'd ever use them. I might use Zack Ryder here and there on his own, but Mojo would get absolutely no singles action at all. Apart from being a massive job, but I just don't. I try not to... I try to see some good in every wrestler, I really do. But in Mojo I really struggle. And I don't think he's ever really got over, because I remember when he first debuted in NXT, people were saying how great he was. He was Vince's little pet project. He loved him and this, that and the other. But he was doing this whole getting hyped thing. He was coming out and bouncing off the walls and jumping up and down and screaming and shouting, trying to show that he's sort of hyped up. And then the people that are in the crowd in the front row are on their phones and stuff like that. And it never really was over. And I don't know why they rushed him on. I think they rushed him onto the main roster because they had no tag teams available at that time. So I think they did what they had to do, but at the same time, I don't think it really was any use to anyone, in fairness. To be honest. But there you go. That's my Mojo rant. Simple as. So Zack Ryder front chancy on Tyler Breeze. I like Tyler Breeze as well. I know he hasn't really had a fair go at it, and I know Vince had a couple of problems with him, but I don't feel like it's his fault what happened. It was I think me and Peter were talking about the other day, it was a bit of miscommunication which led to Tyler Breeze leaving a show early, which ended up not in the best light for Tyler Breeze. What is Mojo doing? My God. I hope to God we get an easy victory here for Breezango. The idea of this match is to be a little bit of a jobbing match, I must admit. Here we go. Fandango's coming in the ring now as well. And I like Fandango's finish move, having that leg drop. The problem is that these people have jobbed for so long that you don't really remember that they what their finishing maneuvers were. Like when Fandango first debuted, he had a really good finisher maneuver, didn't he? That leg drop. And then because he jobbed for so long, you never saw the finisher maneuver anymore. That was the problem. But He's getting there now. I think they're finally getting the chance to show what they can do over on SmackDown, and I feel like the introduction of the New Day, although a great draft pick and great steal for SmackDown, it really halted the progress of Breezango, because at that point in time they were looking pretty good. They were on a feud with the Usos, and you felt like they could be the team to take the belts away from the Usos, and then all of a sudden they just fell the last hurdle. I don't know why. So it'll be interesting what tag team is going to be on 2K18 as well. Obviously both these tag teams will be. I'm assuming the Colognes will, or the Colognes. If they are, I might even consider bringing Carlito back onto the game, you know. Of course, Carlito is their cousin, I believe. Sure it is. Nice flapjack there by Zack Ryder on Fandango. Now tonight's card. What have we got then? We've got for you, after this one, we've got Mandrews versus Noam Dar versus Tyson Kidd. We've got a 6-woman over-the-top rope battle royal involving every single woman on the roster. We've got Daniel Bryan taking on Kalisto. And we've got our brand new champion, Drew McIntyre. If you've not seen that, then you need to go back and check that out. Drew McIntyre, brand new Octane champion. He is taking on Scott Dawson one-on-one. Of course, Scott Dawson attacked him after McIntyre won the championship at Dead Man's Boots. We still want to know why, and I'm sure by the end of the night we'll know exactly the reason why Dawson attacked Drew McIntyre. Next week, oh my god, next freaking week. Next week we have got a main event of Pete Dunne versus Marty Scurll. The winner will go on to Shabby Mania to take on Jack Gallagher for the European Championship. We've also got next week Jay Lethal versus Cesaro. Now that's going to be great as well. Got some good matches coming up for you actually. I'm looking forward to this next month. We have got every single person on TV at least once, which was the main thing I wanted to do. As Zack there with the Rough Rider on Fandango. There's the pin. 1, 2... Oh my god, they've done it. I can't freaking believe this game. I really can't. I mean, Breezango are much higher rated than the Hype Bros. I'm not going to lie to you. I have literally put Mojo Rawley to the lowest possible stat you can give him. And still, I don't know what it is with tag team matches, but it seems like the lower rated team always seems to win. How crazy is that? Also, we've had a couple of dark matches here this evening. And I know you're going to be very annoyed at one of the dark matches. But there will be other possibilities for this to happen. The dark matches were the New Day taking on British Strong Style in a 6-man tag match. Now, there is going to be British Strong Style in a 6-man tag match this month. I didn't want to go too mad on the 6-man tags. Because I don't... They're working, don't get me wrong, but at the same time I'm not 100%. But we are going to try a few more over the next few weeks. But that's going to be that's going to be great. And that is confirmation here that British Strong Style are now a stable here on Octane. Pete Dunne joining up with Mustache Mountain. And our next match here this evening is going to be a triple threat Extreme Rules match. Noam Dar, Mark Andrews and Tyson Kidd. And here we go. Now we are going to have a Cruiserweight Championship #1 contendership match in a couple of weeks' time, but that is going to be Kota Ibushi versus Hiromu Takahashi. That's going to be a cracking match, that one. Of course, the winner of that one will go on to face off against Mustafa Ali at SWE's Shabby Mania Octane. Now there is going to be, if you've not heard it already, I've announced, we're going to finish this Universe mode off on 5 days of Shabby Mania. 1 day for each brand. And that will be the week... be 2 weeks before the release date of 2K18. Because then there's going to be some more content the week before 2K18. Preparing for our draft for 2K18, basically. It's going to be pretty good, actually. I'm looking forward to it. There's some interesting things that are going to be happening. But we have got 4 episodes of Octane now, then. We have also got 4 episodes more of Throwdown. We are going to have our Mayhem pay-per-view next week, then 3 episodes of Mayhem before Shabby Mania. Then in a few weeks' time, we've got our last pay-per-view of Adrenaline, and then 2 weeks of TV before Shabby Mania as well. So it's Adrenaline's not having a lot of time to build up, but I don't think they need it because they've just got an awesome brand. You can literally just stick 2 random people from that brand in the ring together. You know you're going to get a cracking match out of it. But there you go. Here is then the Supernova himself, Noam Dar. We've got Mark Andrews, who was part of that Fatal 4-Way ladder match at Dead Man's Boots for the Cruiserweight Championship, which of course was won by Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali debuted only a couple of weeks back, won his #1 contendership match on his debut, and then straight in and won the championship at his first pay-per-view. He is a little bit on the overpowered side, and hopefully he's going to actually be on the roster for 2K18 because he's not a bad core, but I'd like to have the real version. And I'm pretty sure he's a pretty strong part of 205 Live, isn't he? And here comes Tyson Kidd. Like I said, a man who I believe now is... It's not been announced, but I believe he is officially retired. He's been offered backstage work now, and that's what he's doing at the moment. It's a shame, but at the end of the day, he's never really set the world alight, did he? Bit of a shame, but it is what it is, I suppose. It is what it is. But has he got a chance here to show what he can do? I wonder if he'll be on 2K18 then, because he's not appeared once since this game was released, has he? I don't think on TV. No, I don't think he has. So there's a chance he might not have made it into 2K18. He might have done. The thing is, if they've got the model and he's still hired by WWE, I suppose there's no point not to put him on the game unless they're desperate for space. Which is, I don't know if they're going to be that desperate, considering they're promised there's a roster close to 200 people, which is about 60 more than what we've got now. I can't imagine they're going to be too taxed for space. And you would hope all 3 of these people are in the game, but I would assume that Noam Dar is probably the most likely out of the 3. Standing Spanish fly there by Mark Andrews. Yeah, Noam Dar is probably the most likely out of the 3 to be there, to be honest. And it's still odd to think that little old Noam Dar that me and PJ Tovey saw live in the UK and Mark Andrews we saw live in the UK, I had chats with him, and Pete Dunne, I remember having a chat with Pete Dunne at the bar at one show. He was ordering cookies. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Pete Dunne's quite a short man as well. I know Tyler Bate's tiny. Tyler Bate is a lot bigger than you think he is. When he's shorter, he's very short, but when you stand behind him, that guy is wide. He really is very, very broad. Been doing a lot of shoulder work, I think. But he was a nice lad as well. It's amazing you get to meet some of these people. And it's strange to watch WWE now and see these people that myself and PJ Tovey have. Like, if you've not seen it on my channel as well, we've got the video of when we went to a live show and we saw Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano, and Gargano chopped a fan. That was amazing. The fan asked him to, and my God, was it loud. You can find that on my channel. So if you just type it on the search bar, what was it? Johnny Gargano chops a fan. You'll find my video there straight away. It was crazy. It was. I haven't been to a live wrestling show in quite some time in the UK. It's a bit of a shame, but myself and PJ Tovey used to go to at least once a month. But then I moved away to a new area. He started working weekends, and it's very difficult to get our schedules to match up now, which is what we're trying to do for 2K18 for the draft. I can't promise anything, but we're hoping to get a draft done that first weekend of release. Now that is going to be, if we can get that done, that would be massive. Tyson Kidd now Russian leg sweep on Noam Dar. And this match has descended to the outside. I remember this is no disqualifications, no countouts, as all triple threat matches are. And then this dodgy TNA stuff where Bruce Pritchard comes out. I'm sorry, PJ Tovey, I know you're madly in love with Bruce Pritchard. And Bruce Pritchard comes out and goes, I'm going to make this a triple threat match. But not just any triple threat match. I'm going to make it no disqualification. Like, Bruce, they're always no disqualification. How did you not know that? You've been working in the wrestling industry for years. How did you not realise that? He's a special one, isn't he, old Bruce? Northern Light suplex there by Tyson Kidd. Now heading up to the top, but Noam Dar slowly making his way back into the ring. I think... oh no, I thought Noam Dar was going to allow Tyson Kidd to go for that high impact move and damage both himself and Mark Andrews, but in the end Dar decided to take advantage, and now he has Mark Andrews on his own. A couple of attacks there to the leg and the knee. Of course, Noam Dar likes to utilise that knee bar as a finisher manoeuvre. Went for the kick in the back of Andrews, but Andrews rolls out the way. Andrews dragging Noam Dar into the middle of the ring. Spinning head scissors. Just showing off a bit, really, wasn't he? Oh, a massive kick in the gut there by Tyson Kidd. And once again as well, Kidd now catching Mark Andrews, spinning neckbreaker. There's the pin. Noam Dar's trying to get there. 1, 2. And it's not enough, and Tyson Kidd picks the victory with that spinning neckbreaker. Wow, good lad. Good lad. Tyson Kidd actually won a match. Well, bugger me sideways. He's not done too well so far, Tyson Kidd. I don't think he's really won at all, has he? I wonder if... Sorry, this is more of an internal thing. You know what? I've just had another idea then. I'm not even going to wonder that loud to you because I want to save it so I can actually do it. That's going to be put on my my list of things that I want to do for the next draft. And next up then is going to be our 6-woman over-the-top rope battle royal, including every single woman we currently have on the roster here in Octane. And I believe we can cut straight to the ring. How big Summer Rae's belly button is. It's like a massive gaping hole. That's weird, isn't it? Brie Bella's looks a bit rough as well. And here we go then. 6-woman over the top rope battle royal. Now the reason behind this is because at Shabby Mania we are going to have a 6-woman ladder match for the Octane Women's Championship. Yes, Lita will defend her belt against all of these 5 ladies in the ring in a ladder match. That is going to be absolutely freaking crazy. And you know what? Anybody could walk out there the champion. That's a big risk for me because, of course, as we've said in the past, all champions will remain on their brands for the next draft. And that includes anybody that the champion is aligned with as well. So, for example, we know we're going to have the Young Bucks versus the Time Splitters at Shabby Mania for the Tag Team Championships. If the Young Bucks are victorious, then the whole of Bullet Club, which of course is now Kenny Omega, Marty Scurll, Cody, and the Young Bucks, will all stay on Octane. So it's a risk. I could end up with a woman I don't necessarily want by allowing this match to happen. Of course, the stronger ones are probably Sexy Star and Lita. But then again, I'd be happy with any of these ladies. I must admit, maybe Summer Rae is probably the weakest. I'm not really that interested in Brie Bella, but apart from that, I'll take Emma, I'll take Carmella, I'll take Sexy, I'll take Lita. Which means none of those 4 that I've mentioned are actually going to win it. You know what happens. So this is all about momentum, really, and just a chance to get a little bit of a preview of what we could see in the future. As Lita skidding the cat, coming back in and just catching Carmella with that slap. Neckbreaker by Carmella on Lita. Snap suplex by Summer on Brie. Summer Brie makes me feel fine. That is awful. That is really bad. I apologise for that. I really do. Oh god. Is that Bill? Is that Bill Withers? I think it is. I didn't even do that on purpose. It just, when I said it, it just hit me. That's the song. Oh, I should not record right now. I'm not in the right frame of mind, am I? There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to some right random people. Of course, none of these ladies are aligned with anybody at the moment. Potentially, maybe looking to align Lita with the Hardy Boys next year. I say next year. It's not next year. It's 2K18. So, in 2 months' time, when we do the next draft, potentially. Lita now trying to force Carmella out. Which one of these ladies is going to be the first one eliminated? Of course, Sexy Star, the first ever Octane Women's Champion. Lita, the second ever Octane Women's Champion. So this hasn't sort of worked out very well for Octane, is it? Because I know it has. No, they've only had 2 pay-per-views, haven't they? Yeah, they've only had 2 pay-per-views. Whereas Adrenaline's going to end up... Okay, everyone's going to have 2 pay-per-views. But Adrenaline's going to have 3 before Shabby Mania. So Adrenaline's going to have an extra pay-per-view. That PJ Toby. Not only did he take the most OP brand, but he also ended up taking an extra bloody pay-per-view as well. What a cheeky bugger. Still all 6 ladies in the ring. I remember in 2K18 we could have 8 in the ring at once. That's going to be pretty interesting. As Lita now... Oh, Hurricanrana taking Carmella out, and Carmella has been eliminated quite spectacularly by Lita. And we are down to 5, and Carmella is not going to be happy about being eliminated first. That is going to stunt her momentum. That's the word I'm looking for. Which is interesting as well, because it means that the winner of this one is going to have quite a lot of momentum and quite a lot of ranking points compared to their opponents. And of course, remember that all ranking points will also be taken into 2K18 as well. There goes Sexy Star, the former women's champion, eliminated by Emma. And 2 of the stronger ones, I believe, may have been eliminated early on. Summer Rae still in there. I like Emma, and I know that Jay likes Emma as well. Oh, there goes Brie. Then there goes Summer Rae, sorry, eliminated by Brie. Nice little top rope stunner. As Emma now looking to eliminate Lita. If Emma could eliminate the women's champion, this would be a lot of momentum. You'd think Brie would try and help her out, wouldn't you, really? But Brie just standing there watching. Lita fighting her way back in. Snap suplex on Emma. And Brie just really staying out of the way and allowing Emma and Lita just to go at it, so Brie can get a bit of easy times by the looks of it. Brie now sending Lita over the top, but Lita skinning the cat. Quite spectacularly, she wasn't even holding on to the rope. Actually, telekinesis skinned the cat. That's telekinesis, Kyle. So now Lita has Brie Bella on the top. Is Emma going to help or no? But Brie does just about hold on and skins the cat herself. And gets right in the face of Lita. I hope they try and get rid of this whole grapple thin air. Grappling thin air. And why would Emma, just a little bit more AI, why would Emma fight somebody when they're trying to eliminate one of Emma's opponents? You'd think that Emma would try and help. I think there needs to be a little bit more AI. And I think that is one of the things that they've actually mentioned, that the AI for Battle Royales and Royal Rumbles has been improved significantly, and I hope that is the case. And that includes teammates, stablemates actually teaming together, which sounds immense. All 5 members of Bullet Club in a Rumble, all working together rather than trying to fight each other. That is the dream. That is what dreams are made of. So now Lita taking a step back and allowing Emma and Brie to fight. But again, because we're down to 3, it's just so difficult, because every time somebody tries to eliminate somebody, the other person comes in with a punch. And it just sort of halters the elimination, doesn't it? Lita now just ringing the arm of Brie, who caught Lita the boot in the gut, and then Emma catching Brie. Tornado DDT there by Lita. And again, you see Emma just grappling at the air when there was nobody there to grapple. That's the thing that frustrates me a little bit about this. Emma now sending Brie into the corner. And there goes Emma over the top. Brie looking to force her out the way. And again, you see Lita now stopping Brie from attacking Emma. And I just don't understand the AI here. I really don't. It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? It's not like super annoying. It's not like really bad like some of the other match types, but we've seen better. Double Russian leg sweep now by Lita and Emma. Improved tag team match is also one of the things they've promised on the new game, which is good. Sort of helps us out a little bit. Because tag team matches have become a little bit... I really enjoyed tag team matches on the previous games, but this year, the tag team match... Whoa. The tag team matches have become... Sorry, my... Something just kicked into my laptop there for a second. Yeah, this year's game, the tag team matches have sort of slipped down the pecking order a bit. To the point where I can only put one in per show because it's just a bit of a bugger. And like we've said our piece about 6-man tags already, we did have a good one at Dead Man's Boots, which was good. As now Lita looking to eliminate Brie, and there does go Brie. We're down to the final 2, and it is Lita and Emma. Lita, of course, the Octane Women's Champion. And Emma, if Emma could eliminate Lita here, that would be quite the scalp for Emma. Now Lita fighting back. Emma just slamming Lita face first into the mat though. Oh, drop kick straight to the knee. And Emma taking Lita down. Lita slides at the back into a back suplex. Or a backdrop if you will. And now Lita taking some control in this match. Big stamp on the back of Emma. Followed by a leg drop as well. Lita now. There it is. The twist of fate on Emma. And surely all Lita's got to do now is just chuck Emma over the top rope. She shouldn't give it much of a fight now after that twist of fate. But no. Emma straight back up and into this enziguri. Emma completely no-selling. Jim Cornette would not be happy. Then again, he never is he? Let's face it, the bitter, twisted old man. Emma now trying to force Lita out. If Emma could pull this off after being hit by a twist of fate as well, that would be outstanding. No, Lita does roll back in. Oh, elbow right in the face of Emma. Now Lita sending Emma over the top. Oh, Emma just about holding on. Does Lita have enough to eliminate her though? It looks like she does. Emma holding on for dear life. Is she going to go? She's holding on pretty well. Surely. There's no way Emma's being able to hold... My God, the strength of Emma to hold on. Just about. Wow. Emma just staring at Lita. Now Emma... Oh, clothesline over the top, and Emma has won! Emma has defeated everyone. And Emma has eliminated the Octane Women's Champion from this match. That is going to give her a huge amount of momentum moving forward into Shabby Mania. That is pretty good. And pretty impressive, if I don't say so myself. You see some of the eliminations here. There's Brie eliminating Summer Rae. Then there was the twist of fate, and we all thought it was over there and then. But somehow Emma, after staring and talking, bad trash talking, right into the face of Lita, then turned around and just clotheslined her over the top. And maybe hashtag give Emma a chance is finally going to happen here in SWE. Like I said, she is going to be part of that 6-woman ladder match to become the... Well, to fight for the Octane Championship. I'm not saying Lita's going to lose already. But with this sort of momentum, you never know what Emma might be able to pull off. And next up then is going to be Daniel Bryan taking on Kalisto with Sin Cara at ringside. And here we go. Interesting one, this one. Of course, Daniel Bryan did fight off against Jack Gallagher at Dead Man's Boots for the European Championship. And Jack Gallagher came out of that match on top. So Daniel Bryan needs to turn this one around a little bit. But at the same time, Kalisto is a man that I rate. I really do rate. And although WWE seem to have gone a little bit up and down on him for some reason, not quite sure, I still feel like... I feel like we should give him a chance here, and I feel like a match against Daniel Bryan is definitely a good way to go. Like I said, I like Kalisto, and I think that there's a good chance that we might be able to give him a decent run at some point in 2K18. Unless PJW wants him, of course. You never know. I can never tell anymore, because the people that I was convinced PJW was going to pick in the last draft, he did not touch. Which confused the life out of me. But here we go then. Daniel Bryan makes it to the ring first. And of course, don't forget, after this we do have our main event of the evening for you. Drew McIntyre takes on Scott Dawson one-on-one with Dash Wilder and Ric Flair at ringside. Of course, that is because Scott Dawson assaulted Drew McIntyre after Drew had cashed in the Money in the Bank at Deadman's Boots to pick up the Octane Championship. Lucha, lucha, lucha. I don't understand, right? I've never understood this, and I still can't understand this, right? Why on earth did WWE... I can understand why WWE moved Kalisto to Raw. That makes sense. And Kalisto, for some reason, is not yet part of 205 Live, which I think is a good place for him to be. But why on earth did they move Sin Cara to SmackDown? Now, that's the one that confuses me. I like... When they did the shake-up, I thought, yep, Kalisto to Raw makes perfect sense. Cruiserweight division. Then Sin Cara to SmackDown. I'm like, what? Why would Sin Cara ever move to SmackDown? What's the point? There's nothing in SmackDown for Sin Cara to do. At the moment, he's tag teaming in house shows with Luke Harper. Yeah, explain that. I bloody can't. So bell goes now, and we are underway. The balding ref starts us off in this Daniel Bryan versus Kalisto match, which could be the start of something special for Kalisto. Like I said, he needs the ranking points. Daniel Bryan could definitely do with turning his fortunes around after that loss to Jack Gallagher. A bit of a surprise one, that one, actually. It was a great match, though. I love the idea of Jack Gallagher versus Daniel Bryan. I didn't even do it on purpose, either. Literally, the match was created, and I was just like, this actually would be really good. And I'm sure Jack Gallagher will be another one who will definitely be on 2K18. Which is fantastic. So it'll be Jack Gallagher, Austin Aries, Tony Nese hopefully as well. Rich Swann, which is good for Rich Swann because I have a lot of people telling me how bad this Rich Swann core is on this game. We've also got Cedric Alexander should be on the game as well. Potentially Mustafa Ali. Lindsay Dorado, Gran Metalik. The thing is, although Lindsay Dorado and Gran Metalik have not actually appeared that often, and Akira Tozawa, of course, they are actually on the official 205 Live roster on the WWE website. So I wonder if that would mean that 2K would still put them on the game. I hope so. I'd like to have people like that on the game. I feel like 2K should do that. If they're going to have 200 odd people on the roster, I feel like they should make sure that everybody currently hired by WWE on the main show should definitely be on there. Then, of course, NXT-wise, anybody who's normally on TV. Like, I would like to see Oney Lorcan on the game as well. That'd be pretty cool. But Oney Lorcan doesn't appear that... He appears a bit more often now, but he didn't sort of like 5-6 months ago. And that's the problem with it, really, is that 2K obviously have to develop the game, make the game. And WWE can be a little bit of a revolving door at sometimes. And, yeah, new people come in, some people leave. And it's sort of, what is Daniel Bryan up to? And it sort of bugs it up a little bit, doesn't it? But there you go. Daniel Bryan up top. For some reason went for a double axe handle to a guy who was laying on the floor and still did damage somehow. I'm not quite sure how that works, but we'll take it. Hurricanrana there by Kalisto. And you know what? Kalisto's definitely holding his own in this match. Oh, springboard Phoenix splash from the middle ropes. Now stamping on the arm, which is a clever move there by Kalisto, knowing that Daniel Bryan knows a lot of submissions. And by taking out his arm like that. You know what? I might change Daniel Bryan's moveset in 2K18, you know. I might change it back to retro Daniel Bryan, when he used to be the man of 1,000 holds. Because, you know what, I think I preferred the old-fashioned Daniel Bryan to the Daniel Bryan which eventually got him retired because of injuries. This flying out, this, that and the other, he used to do dives, don't get me wrong, but he was more about the submissions, he was more of a technical wrestler. I know that probably isn't the most exciting to some of the younger people watching it, but it was good for me. I enjoyed it, that's the main thing. I'm writing it down on my notes for 2K18. Daniel Bryan old moveset as a maybe. Because I can see some pretty good technical classics against the likes of maybe Chris Benoit against Daniel Bryan will be pretty interesting. Jericho potentially as well. Dean Malenko, yeah. Oh, Kalisto. There's a sleeve, those soul hooks the legs of Bryan. 1, 2. And Kalisto's freaking done it, you know. Kalisto is just pissed. Kalisto's just pulled off the biggest win that he's had in SWE, but that's the best. That's the only chance he's had, you know, to put on a big victory. You know, I've got to think there's not much I can reward him with, to be honest with you. Our pay-per-view is fully booked. Yeah. Our pay-per-view is fully booked. The championship matches are all sorted. I feel sorry now because I can't do anything for him because I think he deserves something now. I think he does deserve something at some point. Maybe I'll have to try and get hold of him in 2K18 and see if I can utilise him in something pretty special. I feel like upper mid card could be a good level for this guy. Already going for that Cruiserweight Championship. There's a sort of a higher level of people getting that belt now. We started off with Sin Cara, but Kushida held it. Now Mustafa Ali. And Mustafa Ali's match at Shabby Mania against either Ibushi or Takahashi, again, is really going to be top level. So here we go then, it's time for our main event of the evening. Drew McIntyre takes on Scott Dawson, who's wearing tiny spectacles as always, with Dash Wilder and Ric Flair at ringside. And we will find out why Scott Dawson assaulted Ric Flair. I will tell you very shortly. And here we go then. Right, so brand new Octane champion, this man right here. Who may... I don't remember when did McIntyre return? When did Drew McIntyre return? That's the question. Drew McIntyre. He returned... It's not a bad call anyway, is it really? Did he return before WrestleMania? April the 1st. So it was... Yeah. He was at NXT TakeOver. And he returned officially on the 12th of April. Okay, so there's potential, because I'm pretty sure it's always the week... Is it the Raw after Mania is normally the cut-off, I think. They say. So there's potential for McIntyre to be on the game, but he might end up being DLC. Possibly. Possibly. He also has a criminology degree. That's weird, isn't it? So, Scott Dawson assaulted Drew McIntyre after McIntyre got the win. After McIntyre cashed in his Money in the Bank. And after McIntyre won the belt. Now, the reason behind that assault is quite simple, really. Scott Dawson was unhappy with the fact that somebody from Adrenaline just walked straight into the roster and gets himself a championship match. One of his mentors, Ric Flair, has been here the entire time and has yet to step in the ring once to fight for that championship. And he wants to prove that Ric Flair should be the only man going for that belt. Now, this has led to me deciding my main event for Shabby Mania. It is going to be Drew Galloway defending the Octane Championship against Ric Flair and Hiroshi Tanahashi. I feel sorry for Tanahashi. He held the belt for a place of 30-odd seconds. He had quite a big match against Edge, only to have that Money in the Bank cash in on him, which I feel bad for him. So putting him in that triple threat match, it makes me feel better. Plus it gives us a triple threat match for the championship of the pay-per-view, which is going to be pretty awesome. Drew McIntyre, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and of course the styling, profiling one himself, Mr. Ric Flair. Get well soon, Mr. Ric Flair, of course. Currently in hospital after having emergency surgery. Not quite sure what it was. Well, he was scheduled to have surgery anyway, I believe, from what I understand reading the news this week. and they had to rush the surgery on a bit. Now, I can't imagine Dawson's going to do too well here, but you never know. With Dash Wilder and Ric Flair at ringside, it could have an interesting dynamic in this match. Or Drew Galloway could Drew McIntyre. I must start getting these names right. I had this whole thing, didn't I, Mayhem the other day as well, where I was getting confused between Tommy End and Aleister Black over and over and over again. Let's just stick with Aleister Black. Aleister Black. That's the easiest way forward. Galloway knee in the gut of Dawson. Dawson now taking Galloway down. Galloway back up with Dawson catching him. And you can see every now and again, just when Galloway's in control of the match, I'll come back to Galloway, but every time that McIntyre is in control of the match, he just has a little look over towards Flair, a little look over towards Wilder, and it just sort of distracts him for that split second to allow Dawson to get back in control of the match. And that is the iffy thing here for McIntyre. He needs to be careful. As I've just realised I'm getting further and further away from the microphone. I do apologise if I went a bit quiet there for a second. I've got a funny microphone. I'm close to the microphone, but my microphone is like posh so that it doesn't accept audio unless it comes direct. So although it's close to my mouth and I'm to one side of it, it's not picking up my audio very well. It's annoying. It's like a 90 quid microphone. Because if you guys, well, you haven't, because my original 2K15 videos that I took down because of the all our copyright claims because I left all the music on. Yeah, the audio and that was awful because I had a little tiny, I had a £12 headset of a microphone attached, which I got rid of pretty soon. After I realised that it was all sounding like this when I was doing my videos. Hello, it's sounding out here. So yeah, I got rid of that and got this microphone instead, which is better. Well, that just sounds so weird. I don't know if everyone's ever done it before, but if you do your own videos, you probably have noticed. But when you record your own voice and listen back, I didn't think my voice was this deep most of the time. But apparently I'm quite deep. As Dawson once again getting control of this match. Now Scott Dawson dropping to the outside, has taken a few seconds to regroup, but McIntyre joins him out there. Big right hand, and now this one's getting on the outside, and McIntyre looking for retribution. He's unhappy about being assaulted, but at the same time McIntyre can't be too bitter, because bearing in mind McIntyre did cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase against somebody who had just been through a grueling match as well. So yeah, swings and roundabouts, I suppose, a little bit of it, but still. McIntyre now, Scott Dawson getting back up to his feet, and McIntyre sending him straight into the ground, but McIntyre there, belly to belly suplex, sending Scott Dawson back first right into the ring steps, now dropping a knee on his back again. And of course Drew McIntyre does have a submission finisher. He uses the Gargano escape, so the damage he's doing to the back at the moment is a very very wise maneuver forward, it looks like. McIntyre, great neck breaker. McIntyre now stalking the grounded Scott Dawson as Flair watches intently. McIntyre, there it is, the double arm DDT. The future shock DDT, there's the pin. 1, 2. And no, Scott Dawson kicked out, wow. Wow. McIntyre now flapjack on Scott Dawson. This is interesting. Kalisto explained to a group of children that WWE characters are sometimes not who they are in real life before removing his mask and talking to the kids as Manny. Well, that's a bit interesting. I've never seen that before. Interesting. Any pictures? No. No. You will not take any pictures of my face. Do not want people to see my face. Scott Dawson again, once again in control of this one. Be interested if Dawson got the victory. It really would put Ric Flair in strong position moving forward. Dawson once again. Oh, Dawson looking in the ring for a chair. Maybe Dawson's not interested in the victory here. He just wants to cause some damage, but Galloway... Oh, Galloway caught Dawson with the right hand, and then Dawson tripping Galloway onto the steel chair. Now chop block to the knee as well. And maybe Dawson is starting to do some damage to the legs. And of course, what does Ric Flair like to utilise as a finishing manoeuvre? Of course, that figure 4 leg lock. So if Scott Dawson can cause some significant damage to the legs, he might just give Flair that little bit of extra help that he might need at the pay-per-view to win that championship. Referee finally getting rid of that steel chair as McIntyre now the Snapmen are into this shoulder pinch. Good old shoulder pinch. McIntyre, big stamp right in the face of Scott Dawson now. Bringing him back up at a knee strike right in the face. You see, Ric Flair's just turned his back on it now. Dawson tripping McIntyre, and you see Ric Flair quite happy with that, and Dawson happy with it as well. McIntyre sending Dawson into the corner. Hoist him up right in front of both Wilder and Flair. McIntyre going to cause some serious damage here. The super backdrop. Scott Dawson dropped right on the top of his shoulders and the back of his head. But no selling it again into that slam. And Flair loving it. Oh, interesting. Dawson with that Indian deathlock. Indian deathlock? It's like an it's an inverted figure 4, isn't it? Flair loving this, and Galloway nowhere to go at the moment. Right stuck in the middle of the ring. Unless there's a way he can break out of this. Ah, there we go. Just elbowed away at the knee of Dawson, who eventually has to break it. But the damage done, as you can see, McIntyre holding his knee there for a second. And he has definitely been working on the knee, Dawson. Oh, what is McIntyre up to here? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Rope assisted face first flapjack. And now into a code. No, just the flatline. I thought it was going to go Koji clutch. And now here we go. There's that Gargano escape submission hold. Of course, a move that he used quite a lot with Johnny Gargano when the two of them became the first ever Evolve Tag Team Champions. And there we go. Drew Galloway is victorious here. Flair mounted the ropes, but I don't think Flair wants any of this at this point in time. Flair knows he's going to get himself that championship match now at Shabby Mania alongside Tanahashi and McIntyre in a triple threat. There's a good performance here from Scott Dawson, though. You got to give it to him. He pulled off a very good performance here against the Octane champion, and yeah, he's done some damage. You can see with the chop blocks and that inverted 450, it definitely has done some damage to there you go. There's that big chop to the knee, and McIntyre struggled with that for quite some time, and then the inverted figure 4 leg lock as well. It just added insult to injury. Now we have got the Revival on again in a couple of weeks' time. They'll be facing off against Cesaro and Sheamus in a tag team match as well, which is pretty cool. And maybe they can be one of our... I've not done that yet, but maybe they can be one of our 6-man tag matches. I like that. I like that a lot. Well, you like that a lot, I do. Yeah, I'm doing that. I am doing that. I'm going to write this down now. McIntyre and 2 friends against Flair and the Revival. How about McIntyre and Tanahashi and one other against Flair and the Revival? I like that. I like that a lot. That'll definitely be a cracking main event to one of our shows to help build towards our big pay-per-view. But there we go, guys. That's the end of this episode of Octane. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do slap the like, and of course, remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new around here and you want to see some more as well. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon for our next... Actually, we've got tomorrow, we've got the finale of our Queen of Carnage pay-per-view, haven't we? First Women's Champion of Carnage crown. So be sure to check out that. Bye.